I'm going to put up with being lied about, but this is going to keep going around in circles. I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping until 10 years, and if it goes for another year, be 11 years until it gets resolved. This all started in 2015. You want to check my bank statements? You want to have a good hard look at all my bank accounts? Where the sale of my investment property went into? That's my money. What is Carol up to? A little scam this time, is she? For little Faith Rackley. Little scummy piece of shit. Or my salary, where it went into? So I was working for Star Casino on $47,730 a year, but I did have two side jobs. I'm sure if I go right back through the bank statements, there was one time where Jeff actually had to transfer the money into my account. So normally used to pay me cash in hand. There was one time, and that would just prove the whole how much I was getting paid for labouring with that, because that's my side jobs that I had. Like I said, I got to bank most of my salary at Star Casino. Then I did sell 16 Scott Road, okay, in Tamworth. Never lived in it. I was the landlord of it. I owned it. That's my investment property that I brought to rent out, that I had rented out the entire time to make money from, and I had it rented out from what the mortgage repayments were. Paid off more than what I had to with the mortgage. So by the time I sold it, which was in 2008, I had a little mortgage on it, and I sold it for $189,000. I made money on it. That went into my bank account. Sat there, I never spent it. Why would I have needed to spend it? Everything that you see, you can see this in the DVDs and the photos of Surrey Hills. I moved out of Surrey Hills in 2012, so there's the timeline. A lot of the items, except for little rubbish stuff that I brought for storage, like a lot of the items are all from back then. You can look for the video. One of 392 Cleveland Street in Surrey Hills. You can see there's the time that we used my place as the set. There's photos. There's the photos of my Christmas party in December 2008, where you can see my Sphinx lamps are in that. So you can see all this in it. Okay, and I did have a jam-packed from all those belongings, and you can see how much there was back then. And that was a 40-foot container, and I left a 20-foot container of belongings in the US. No, because you kept lying about me. You've got scumbags of criminals lying about me, or jumping onto this bullshit scam since 2015. Now, I was very upfront and honest when I said that, yeah, that was all acting. What I did from 2016 to 2018 to catch those people out was acting. I want you really do believe that I walk up to some idiot living here and call her Nana Ruby because she looks like my Nana Ruby. No, she doesn't. She looks nothing like Dad's mother, Ruby Fleming. Nothing at all. That was acting. The whole thing was getting people back because I was lied about in 2015. I was lied about in 2015, and instead of any family member standing up and saying what happened, and I'd be like, I brought the dog, this is what happened, this is what's going on, this is me getting dragged into some bullshit because my scummy shit mother has always been the same, a scummy shit mother. Instead of standing up and telling the truth, my scummy shit mother would jump onto anything. We're the kids from her first marriage. We're the kids from her first marriage she's never given a shit about. It's always sticking up for her second marriage, which is why she tells people lies about the Fleming side of the family. So my dad's the Fleming side. It's always to cover up the Rackleys. I love to know what this is. I love to see some transparency. I love to get the full, Freedom of Information Act to see what's been said. Because I've had a gutful of this shit for the last 10 years since 2015. Okay? These all started, Giovanni sends us some bullshit text message. And I'm like, Giovanni, that's not true. He goes, well, I'm like, there's no well about it. I moved out for 6 months because I was sick of walking on eggshells. You were there by yourself. You lived with me for free since you moved into my place in 2009 in Surrey Hills. All you had to do was cover the costs for 6 months while I was staying away. I was staying away because of your behaviour. Okay? You don't just send messages to my mother and my family saying bullshit stories. And then Giovanni's like, but I paid your mother back. I'm like, well, now look what Carol's doing. Now look what she's doing. Like you were told when we first met, don't freaking have anything to do with my family, thanks. Don't drag my family into my life ever. Okay? Because of their bullshit. Now look what it's cost me. 80,000 American. Okay? And there was a lot more savings than that. 80,000 American, car, assets, belongings, everything, and living home environment for what? For some arsehole to lie about me, not one person over my back, no one turns to my family. Oh, here's something good. I had 4 bank accounts, 2 different banks. I won't tell you the bank. Say we call one A, one S, whatever. But they mirrored each other. So say if one was an everyday banking, then the other one was a like incentive saver. But the exact same bank accounts at 2 banks. So if I was transferring money from one bank account from say S to A, I would be transferring it and I would go. So I started calling. I'm like, oh, that's my Vault account. That's my twin account. I'm like, oh, I'll call this account Amanda, this account Justin. And that's what I did. It's all my money. I'm like transferring from Amanda to Justin, transferring, and that's what I put like in little brackets on the when you can type in whatever you want. Like when you transfer money, you can type in for whatever it's for, basically. That got looked into like it was something. I'm like, what are you talking about? These are my 4 bank accounts. And then even my own twin sister, this is what they do. It's like, oh, well, my twin sister's name Amanda. He says, oh, wish you wouldn't do that. I'm like, why? Well, I can call this is how control freak they are. I'm like, I can call my bank account fuckface1 and fuckface2 if I want. That's none of your business what I name my bank accounts. Okay, that's how fucking narcissists they are. This shit all started, like I said, it all started in 2015. Then Mary Mahowski, my mum's younger sister, asked her to do conveyancing on a place that I was buying in Taree. I had the cash to buy the place in Taree. Why did I have the cash? Because I still had the sale of my investment property sitting in my bank. The money that I was borrowing from the bank for that property, that was going towards so I didn't have to borrow the money. I didn't have to have a mortgage at all. I wanted a small mortgage for extensions on the property when I was buying it. Okay, this is how it all was getting done. Now, my part salary payment was considered as an income. So I could still put down as an income. Part salary payment was considered as an income. So I was still back then allowed to borrow against it. And I was looking at getting another mortgage, and I pulled out. As soon as Mary Mahowski, my mum's younger sister, started her bullshit, okay, I put out. And all she was meant to do was the conveyancing for me. I'm buying another property. I'm looking at, like, I'll keep where I was living in the city. We'll go up on weekends and fix it up. Once it's fixed up, I'll either rent it out or sell it. It was just another investment property like I had before in the past. That's what I was going to do. Now, all this bullshit that has just been passed through organizations, I'll admit, I made it worse by pretending I was mentally retarded or pretending I was using drugs. That was funny. Walking up to people going, oh, hi, Nana Ruby, I'm mentally retarded, like being a dickhead. But I was walking up to social support workers that were breaking privacy, confidentiality, and prime laws. So I was doing it deliberately to these useless organizations to say it's a scam. It's a scam. And let me tell you why all this bullshit always goes on, because you let women get away with it. Let me tell you exactly what Mary Mahowski said in 2013. Don't say you fucking didn't, Mary, and I'll stand next year. I'm sick of this shit. Okay, everyone's got their daggers in me. It's like, oh, what? You don't like you lied about me, so I'm going to tell the truth about you. It's like even my ex-hairdresser put in the Jeffries. Well, you lied about me, so I'll tell the truth about you. I'm sick and tired of the fucking bullshit I've got on and had to put up with for 10 years in 2 countries. I'm sick of it. So Nan goes into the nursing home in 2013. When I'm there going, why don't we, because there was better medicine in Newcastle Hospital. Nan had a stroke. And I'm like, why don't you just trial it? Oh, no. Oh, who's going to have the time to, like, this is how they're thinking. Oh, who's going to have the time? Who's going to have the money? It's like, they didn't care about